Stocks have been falling here in recent days, with the NASDAQ now in the red for August, just ahead of what's expected to be a market-moving event later today. So hours from now, you've got Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who will be speaking at the Fed's Jackson Hole conference. Annual event, investors will be looking for any hints on whether the Fed will cut a key interest rate next month. It's also likely to be Powell's last major speech as Fed chair, so we'll be watching closely. Let's bring in the CEO of Your Moneyline, Peter Dunn, host of Pete the Planner. Pete, happy Friday. So investors, economists are watching closely today to see if the Fed is going to pull back the curtain in any sort of way on what's to come. What will you be watching and listening for?
I'm going to kind of listen for this idea. You know, when your kids say, hey, can I stay up late? And you say maybe, but you mean no.
I'm not quite there yet, but yes, I know what you mean in parenthood.
That's going to happen to Markie. And I'll say, I think that could happen today. It could be like this. We'll see. But I still think he's a no. I think Jerome Powell's a no on the rate cut in September. And I think it's based on this. The Fed was so late to act during COVID to head off inflation. I think they're really sensitive to that. And as you and I have talked for the last couple of weeks, October is when it feels like the tariff impact will kick in for most consumers, absorbing some of those price increases. I think the Fed's just afraid that if they cut rates too soon and then inflation takes hold 30 days later, it's going to feel like this whipsaw effect.
Yeah, and September 17th is the date that we've all got marked on the calendar. That's when they'll make the next announcement. You think he gives any sort of hint today, or is that too costly in terms of how markets react to every word that he says?
We're living in dog years. Every day is 7 years these days. So like September 17th is a long time away, Markie. So I don't think he's going to tip his hand and say, I think we're going to do it or anything like that, because so much could happen between now and then. To be honest with you, there could be a whole other round of tariffs announced, fall apart, and then renegotiated between now and September 17th. So I think it's interesting. I'm also interested to see if he takes the bait politically as to the attacks that have come towards he and the other folks involved with this. So I think he's just going to be real calm. I think he's going to make a case of why they probably won't cut, but then not commit to anything.
Yeah, I mean, he and his team are both balancing political pressure with financial pressure at the same time. It's interesting, though, Wall Street economists are putting the likelihood of a cut at 88% next month, with a 1/4 point of a percentage dip. You don't sound confident in that. Not on the same page?
I've loved being wrong on your air for so many months in a row that I'm sort of.
You want to keep the streak going.
Let's keep it going, friend. So I don't know. I'll just go with I think they cut, and I think they cut. I'll go with the 88%. Look at me equivocating. 88%. I'm with them. I think they'll cut. I also think October inflation's going to get a little out of hand. But two things can be true at once.
And so is it mainly tariffs that they're going to be looking at between now and September 17th?
Yeah,
what factor points are going to weigh into that decision for them?
The tariffs, the jobs market's actually pretty solid. Like we haven't added a ton of jobs, but unemployment isn't going crazy. So unemployment rate's still pretty decent. Then you get into participation rate, which, Markie, is when people just fall out of the jobs market and then don't get back into it. They're like, yeah, I'm not seeking a job. So we see some of that, but jobs are steady, inflation's sort of teetering, and that's the needle they're trying to thread.
Well, the country is hyper-focused on what gets shared today, that's for sure. Peter Dunn, thanks so much for hopping on early today. And as always, have a good one.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.